All right, we're doing this thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to RollPlay Balance Power live at TwitchCon. Hello. So before we get started, I want to share a little story from mere moments ago. We were doing a signing in the Streamers Alley, and someone came up to me and he said, you know, I really love Balance of Power. It's been really great watching it, and it's inspired me to start GMing. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's cool we have that experience in common. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm just GMing for kids. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
Shut up, fart face.
So with that in mind, so just to get everybody on the same page, Balance of Power, we've done a lot of cool stuff with RollPlay over the years. We played a lot of different games. We played it with a lot of different people with a lot of different formats. But Balance of Power is a little different from the way we normally handle shows, and it had been from the get-go, right? We had our inaugural episode where we set up one team to seem like they're the light side. We flip-flopped, introduced the second team. You know, and having both of these teams together and managing both groups has been both a delight and a terror intermittently, depending on the episode. But what we wanted to do here, because it's so hard to anticipate, you know, where a campaign would be. When we planned this panel, we had no idea the Patreon would be as successful as it was. You know, we didn't know that we would be doing the live show first, spending 8 hours seeing all of that chaos. So I had no way to plan this. So what I wanted to do, because 8 players in 1 hour is not enough time to accomplish anything, thanks Fantasy Flight, your game is really complicated. We're gonna just hang out and we're gonna talk about Balance of Power as a show. We're gonna talk about the experiences we had, we're gonna talk about Star Wars, we're gonna take some questions from you. And what I wanted to do, you know, we've all done the Q&A in a panel before. I wanna do it a little differently. You can ask the players questions if you want, but if you want to ask the characters questions too, you could do that. So if you have a question for the characters that they play and why they behaved the way that they did, please ready those now. We'll get to them at the end. I feel like my cast needs no introduction, but just in case they want to talk about themselves, I'll give them that opportunity. Why don't you tell us who you are and what character you played on Balance of Power? Let's start down here and wander to the Outer Rim.
I'm Ezekiel III. I play the repurposed Death Star droid Z3K3.
I'm Caitlin.
Woo.
I'm Caitlin. I play Gunner, who is not a ripoff of any character from any franchise.
Yeah, completely original character, Gunner.
Very original.
My name is Carnage. I play Taura Bavran, the Bothan that did not die first.
I'm Ammunition. I play Kestrel Navarra, adventurer / gunslinger, I guess. My name's Pocket. I play Lena Jory, the bounty hunter, who is very clearly light side.
My name is JP McDaniel, the creator of RollPlay. I play 2 characters because one died. Thank you, Adam. That was Otto, and then I played the droideka who became the strongest character on the show. Thank you, Adam. Name Z4Z1L.
My name's Sam, or Strippin. I play the loving, caring Belsa.
The most useful.
Hi, I'm Jesse Cox, and I played Theron Talon, the Imperial asshole.
So we've seen a lot of these faces on roleplay shows before, and I know for all of you, you've had an opportunity to play in the roleplay world. I just wanted to know, based on the fact that there were two teams, you were in this sort of indirect competition, and the fact that it was a Star Wars game, How did that affect the choices you made when you made your character and how you played the game? What did you think about when you were playing based on those things?
I got to be honest, I thought it was an awesome idea, and also it added a level to the role play that isn't normally there, and that's an actual competitive aspect. We had reasons to want to succeed. We had reasons to want things to go smoothly. And a lot of times you just kind of play RP to have fun. But we were in competition. So it was the kind of thing where we wanted to do well. We wanted to progress the story and move forward. And it's a very cool angle that's not really there in most role plays.
So I never metagame in role-playing games. Like, I try very hard not to. But I did just a little bit. I have an entire page about how my character would have killed Otto. I'm not kidding. It was...
Listen, let's be real. We all fantasize about killing JP now and then.
I was honestly a little freaked out because I was strictly D&D for a long time, and I was like, I would never play a sci-fi thing because I can make up like these and thous and shit for Dungeons and Dragons, but like making up technobabble and shit, like it scared me, and Star Wars especially because I like Star Wars. I don't love it like a lot of people do, but
Jesse.
Yes.
But this has been one of the best role-playing experiences I've had in years.
Yeah, I think to the end of it being a Star Wars show, and this is something actually, Jesse, I wanted to ask you about. Like, how hard was it for you to exist in this sort of canonic limbo? Like, how many times did I say a thing or mispronounce a name and have you just roll your eyes?
You were wonderful.
Thank you. I tried really hard, and I did it for you.
You did such a good job, and it was. I'd like to think because I pestered you all the time with like, actually, here's what was going on then. No, we hit a nice sweet spot where currently the Star Wars lore, because I'm a giant nerd for Star Wars, the Star Wars timeline's been reset thanks to Disney, and so everything that's sort of happening right now is brand new and in flux, and so the time period you picked is like, who even knows? So nailing it, dude.
Yeah, so did you feel like, and this is a question for everybody, did you feel like it was a Star Wars game? Like when you were playing it, did it feel like, could you envision it as a Star Wars movie or a TV show? Or did you feel like we veered off into another direction?
I actually think you did a really good job at narrating it and doing like the side swipe and the zoom in on certain characters in the beginning. I think you did a fantastic job.
Yes, everyone suck up to me, please. Tell me how good I am.
That's smart. That's smart. It's
clever.
good stuff.
Please don't kill me. But I think like getting into our characters, I think a lot of, I don't know, I didn't watch you guys, so I didn't want to metagame, you know.
We didn't.
I didn't watch you guys either.
We didn't watch you.
Because JP's on the
Watch
show.
you. But like for ours, I think like a lot of us got really into our character, and even as just a regular bounty hunter, I tried to get really into it and imagine what it would be like working for an imperial asshole. And
Your boss, you mean?
I mean my boss.
Thank you.
Most people's bosses don't kidnap their children, Jesse.
You don't work on YouTube.
Hey-o!
Can you drop that mic without breaking it? Yeah, there we go.
No, as far as like, I've done a lot of role playing over the years, and it's by far my favorite thing to do. And I would say that this over any other style of role playing that I've had is cinematic. Like, it's when I'm not in the scene, you're describing something else happening on somewhere else. It's so unused. I'm so unused to that. Because like in role playing, like or in Dungeons and Dragons that I've always played, you don't get to see like what the guy on the asteroid is doing that you wouldn't normally know about. But this, like, I imagine that movie and like the comm cuts out and you tell me even a little bit more. Like my character doesn't know, but we all know because we see it, and it's just like played out like a plot of a movie, and it's fantastic.
Did you find that they made that easier or harder to roleplay your character, knowing as a player that there were other things going on that you could see that maybe your character wouldn't know about?
I really, really try to pride myself on not acting on knowledge I don't have. So it's all positive. It all just enhanced the experience for me, and I didn't find it difficult not to act on choices that I couldn't, like as a character, do.
I think for us, the dark side, the biggest one was when Schloop and Boopin came, and you're describing him, and we're all just like, oh gosh, and we don't even know this guy, but we know him. I think that was a lot of fun, though, to act that out and to try and play like, why were you blowing up our ship? Spoilers.
Because that's what a bad guy would do.
So for the dark side team, how was it playing villains? Because so often in role-playing games, you end up playing the good guy, right? You don't get to be Sauron.
I don't think I've ever been a good guy on any of your role plays,
No,
ever.
you haven't.
Ever.
So yeah, to be fair, Jesse, you're the exemption because you're always...
I was a droid once. I was a golden droid.
True.
It's true. We don't
Made
know
up
if
the
you're
name
evil, though.
Schloop and Boopin.
Yeah.
I don't
You
feel
might have
like
been
any
evil
of the
still.
dark side's been good. Like, we're the murder hobos.
Well, so
Yeah.
I guess that's there's a follow-up question, JP. Because you're predominantly in charge of casting the show, did you pick people for the light side or the dark side based on how well you think they would behave, or was
Yeah,
that just,
I think it's. I think the people on each show are pretty much there because that's where they would be if this was a real Star Wars world, and that. Like there was definitely thought like Jesse would be the fucking officer, Sam would play a woman or be a woman. I mean, him and DJ Wheat would both be there as women. Pocket, you'd be in the middle, which is kind of where you were, between dark and light. I usually kind of have a wild or crazy side to it, so then I kind of went full crazy with the first character and decided to kill a bunch of kids, which I don't think you guys knew about. And then I kind of stepped it back. But yeah, then you look at the light side, like, Ko is pretty much the guiding light on that entire team, which is why he was the captain, which made sense. Then Ann, Caitlin, and Zeke just fit in on the light side as well. So I think that was definitely a thought in the casting process for sure.
Yeah, I was actually. Let's do a quick informal poll of the audience. So by cheers, how many in the audience do we have? Our team New Republic, Team Rebel. Just total silence. Holy God!
That's not a single person.
Yeah, no fans of the light side, nothing. Why do you even watch
You are
Star
all
Wars?
going to
Wow.
hell. I hope you know you're
Wow.
all going to hell.
Well, all right.
Wow.
So big
I think they're
fans
just
of space
scared of
fascism. Then cool. Vote Trump.
Jesus.
I don't even. I feel. Wow. There's some bad vibes in it. The dark side is strong here. And I guess that's the thing that felt interesting for me because as chat and audiences of our role play shows, they always pick favorite characters or favorite NPCs, and they tend to attach to those. But this is the first time where we had two separate groups that people could get hype about. Lightside, did you ever feel like it was a cold and uncaring universe? Did you have trouble with that, or
Yes. Yeah.
surrounded
all the
by these
time.
assholes?
Yeah. Because every time we were doing anything at all, and we were like maybe close to succeeding, it was always just the chat was just Team Empire, Team Empire, Team Empire. Like I see those just bars of red across the screen. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You make me
it's,
proud.
Believe in us, please.
They go with their most primal nature. It's like, kill the guy. Oh, you didn't kill the guy? You're a coward. You better just kill everybody in sight. You know how fucking much harder it is not to just kill everybody?
Hold on.
We didn't kill everyone
said
that
what
much.
Yeah, we didn't kill everyone.
Yeah, we didn't kill everyone, yeah. We tried to talk to a lot of people, and then I decided I was going to kill them
We
afterwards,
imprisoned
so.
many too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's true. We sent them to prison multiple times. Yeah.
Right. They're always going to be there.
Exactly.
Hey, but
And does it
Ko-
count as killing if you bomb them? Like, we didn't kill them, the bomb did.
I think.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I think you have a future in politics, actually. Yeah.
We actually did just kill them a bunch of times. Like you pickpocketed them first, and then we killed them.
We were a lot worse than people thought. Like we led a guy into the forest and mugged him. We
He had a family, dude.
We trash compacted people by accident.
Oh, the bartender.
You can't fake this stuff.
We put that nice hut out of business. The
He
bartender.
got arrested.
Yeah.
He got let. Oh,
He was
Mallow.
helping us.
Mallow.
Yeah, Mallow.
This is
I
chilling.
took his gun and then I forgot that he existed.
So the real reason no one's Team Rebel is because you're all just Empire as well.
There's more than enough room on the Star Destroyer. You guys are welcome.
Are you hiring?
I mean, if you have kids that I can kidnap, yes.
No, you don't, Jesse. You don't want him. He's a filthy bothan.
I only have a little lice.
So did you? I mean, I guess I know some of you, like JP, because you were doing production, you get to see all the things that were happening on both shows. But throughout the show, if you watched both the light and dark side, I would. You can call it fan service if you like. I would liberally sprinkle hints about what was going on the other side throughout the show. If you didn't watch the show, did you feel like you were picking up on those things, or was it too much of a subtle undercurrent to know what was going on? Do you have any idea what the other team was doing?
I'll tell you this, the best indicator was whenever you would say something and 20 seconds later in chat would be, oh, that's a thing! That's the thing! And then a wall of Team Empire. It's the thing.
It was really subtle. It was like a newspaper clipping at one point, and then my response would be even more subtle. So then, yeah.
So light side was clueless. Then it's good.
I would say I was clueless. I think we were more focused on getting out of the chaos that we created.
Yeah,
So-
we were always in shit. Yeah, just nonstop in the worst
You'd
situation.
hit, and we'd probably just be like, no, we got to get out of this. We got to live. I ain't going to jail.
I was actually blissfully ignorant, thinking they were doing good things.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the dark side for a specific reason, not because I don't want to watch it or I'm going to say something shitty about JP. That's absolutely not true. I can't wait. Like when this whatever happens wraps up, I can't wait to actually go back and check out the dark side stuff. But I love surprises. I love like not knowing what's coming or like the little clues. And that's why the chat is so good for that, because the little clues that Adam throws out, the chat will immediately tell you like, oh shit, that's fucking, oh my god. And they get really excited about it. I'm like, oh, so pay attention to this because this means something.
So something I thought was interesting about the way y'all made your characters, especially because you had no idea what was going on the other side, we had these sort of natural pairings between the two groups. And I know that folks watching the show, you know, they were hoping for the sort of face-offs, but I thought it was really interesting that it was like Gunnar and Lana both kind of had similar skill sets. Taura and Belsa kind of like paired up in that way. What do you think that is? Do you think when you were making your characters, you were just drawn to certain archetypes as players, or you're trying to fill gaps? Why do you think we ended up with these kind of these parallels?
I'd say for me personally, we needed a tank. Like we didn't have, when it was just auto instead of.
Yeah, we sucked really bad in the beginning.
I didn't.
Everyone was terrible in the beginning. And then I died and came
And we
back
got
as
better.
Jesus of the Star Wars Empire and killed everyone. So it was great. Yeah.
I think
I don't remember
we just
Jesus
really
having
needed a tank,
axes
so.
for arms.
He did. Look, it's in the Old Testament. That's what I
Right.
tell you.
The one that got cut in half.
Yeah.
With an axe.
Yeah.
By axe arm Jesus.
The one that goes 11000011.
Yes.
I think we pretty much, I mean, it seemed like we all created our characters independent of one another, and the only thing that really we planned beforehand was when Zeke told me, he was like, I want to be like, we'll like have this like relationship of being like your droid and stuff. So, I mean, we didn't really plan anything. I think we just kind of naturally had this diverse cast. Like, I was just trying to be a female Han Solo, and that's like my dream, so I was like, that's all I want.
I feel like we planned a lot, and it just never panned out. All of our plans just never panned out. Besides,
I wonder why that could have been.
I picked the subservient droid for a specific reason, because I am such a, loud, overpowering, like obnoxious person, and I relish the opportunity to play something that's completely different than me, like a subservient droid who has to do what he's told all the time.
I did the same thing with Gunnar. I played someone that was really straightforward and that made really boring decisions. And I mean, in the end, it didn't really turn out like that. And it's still developing, but that's what it started like, because I never played that. Well, I had before, but not for a long time. I mean, Night Sass was Night Sass, so.
So with all that in mind, seeing these parallels between the two characters, I feel like we'd be remiss without saying, like, who'd win in a fight, Gunnar or Lana?
can I seduce Gunnar?
I don't know.
Do you have the armor? No. The
Yes.
armor,
Can I go into sexy armor mode?
it's not, no, the sexy armor is not canon. I watched that.
You
It's
can
not.
seduce Kestrel, though.
You metagamed.
Somewhere Gears Art is taking notes.
Zeke, do you think we'd be friends? Our droid friends? I don't know.
Hey, man, I was Darkseid once. I can be Darkseid again.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
baby.
That's true.
Just depends on,
I'm
know,
starting
my
a new robot
programming.
rebellion, so we should talk.
We should interface.
Yeah, we should interface. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm ready for your floppy, baby.
Well. That's good. So I guess we've learned about robot sex. It's okay. Robosexuality is totally okay in this universe. So if it had come down to a direct conflict between the two groups, do you think that there would have been room for peace, or would it just have been blood from the get-go?
No, 0 peace.
Well, for us, I mean, and I'm kind of in the same boat as Zeke, where I kind of wanted to be completely blind to what the other side was doing, because I didn't really want to influence it. So to be honest, I think we would have taken the approach that we did with most characters we find. We would have led them into the woods, we would have mugged them, and then most likely we would have tricked them into trash compactors and made them into cubes.
It's a good strategy.
That's
actually how it worked on the.
Or try to run them over with speeders and stuff like that.
Or run a truck into them.
Yeah.
The Alliance killed Cheezel. There can be no peace. Ever. Ever. That little man did not deserve to die. He was just there to entertain.
Do
You killed
any
him.
of the light side know who Cheezel is? Have you ever heard what?
Aye,
Okay.
aye, aye, aye.
Okay.
There's my Cheezels.
Is that what that shit's from? I saw that in the chat all the time. I was like, what are they doing? Yeah, that's
I wondered if you guys like looked that up or if you just thought, yeah.
So, I actually watched all the episodes except the last 3 hours of the last live one. Yeah. And I think I'm the only one, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at first I wasn't going to metagame, but then I saw some Darkseid people in chat. So I was like, why not?
That was one time. And there were tentacles involved, so I had to watch.
Go on.
Well, while we're throwing them up for people that we've lost, I got to throw one up for the Gonk droid that saved us in the first episode.
That poor Gonk droid.
He had a bad motivator.
I'd like to, remember the guy that I planted a chip on and he got murdered.
Well, hold on. You're missing the whole first part of that story. The guy you seduced in a bar, went back to his house, banged, left a chip on him, then got him killed. And stole his money. But you're very close to light side. You're almost there. You're real close.
It's a lot nicer when I say it.
Oh, shit. Now I know why everybody likes Darkseid. They're fucking.
Every episode.
Yeah, there was a surprising amount of like NC-17 content in the Darkseid show, primarily thanks to Lana.
There's
A lot of
so much
children died.
jizz on the dark side.
Yes, no, it's true.
There
Yeah,
was, I
just
don't know if I should
so
say
much.
it, but there was like water sports on the dark side. Like
Yeah.
early on with the moth, it was.
Yeah, it got a little weird. It's true, as these things do.
All of a sudden, all this Empire spam is starting to make a lot more sense.
Yeah. We call it the lowest common denominator, and I'm talking. It's thank you, Zeke. Yeah. So let's talk about the NPCs a little bit, because I think something that's for me as a GM that's been really different about running Balance of Power is that playing with Jesse, if you hesitate for even a moment, he will jump in with something that is usually your job. And this started real early on in the Age of Rebellion one shot that we did, where I started to describe some bounty hunters, and suddenly we had Schloop and Boopin. So as a GM, something that I pride myself on is creating NPCs that are interesting to the cast, right? So you have interesting people to interact with. And we talked a little bit about that, but does everybody have a favorite NPC or a memory of? I know, Anne, you're nodding, but you forgot the best hut in the galaxy. So do you have a second favorite?
Did you forget about the bounty hunter?
She was pretty cool.
I know, and I failed my roll to seduce her, and I felt really sad. I actually felt really sad about that. I was really excited.
She was my favorite too. What was her name? It was really cool. Zax?
She had several names. I can't remember which one I gave you.
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but I remember what she looked like and what it felt like knowing her.
I really liked the little snotty moth kid. He was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that was the best for ours.
I like the limo. Yeah. that I hacked and fell in love with, or he fell
I
in love with
forgot
me.
about the limo.
Fuck doors. Fuck doors forever.
But for me, I loved the amount of detail that went into Malo. Like from the little hat to his mannerisms to like all the different little things that he'd say and he would go back to later when he would do more dialogue. That character very much became alive for me, which was pretty awesome.
I do have to say one thing, and I'm sure you all will agree with me, even on the panel, out in the audience. Does not Adam kill it with that?
Yeah. I think our only good one is TK161 because I think we killed the rest.
I was about to say, yeah, for those of
Yeah.
you keeping track at home, most of these people are dead. Most of our beloved cast is dead now. Yeah, TK, I managed to evade your horrible grasp.
I think TK was like Anne's version of my disappointment. Like I really wanted to seduce him.
He
really
friend
bad.
zoned you so hard.
He friend zoned me so bad.
The thing about TK161, let's have a conversation about what it would be like to be this
He had
person.
a family.
Yeah.
And you were like,
Didn't
yo,
know
what
that,
up?
did we? Did he really? Oh.
You know, you grow up on some outer rim world, and you get recruited into the Imperial Army, and you get to be a stormtrooper, and you get positioned with some security bureau people, you know, doing the work of the Emperor. And then it's just one human resources violation after another. Just constant sexual harassment from a contractor, no less. He just wanted to do his job. And you
I
didn't-
just wanted to do him. Okay?
Fair. That's fair.
My favorite Darkseid NPC was the one that imprisoned Lana because Pocket got so mad. Like in character, yes, but out of character, you were so mad.
No, I wasn't.
I definitely remember a moment either in that episode or the episode after where you decided that it wasn't worth going to the light side because one rebel was mean to you one time.
Listen. That was rude. And she needed to be taught a lesson.
I believe the vampirism started very shortly after that.
Just a little dark side. That's it, just a little bit.
Just a little, yeah. I think that the New Republic looks down on drinking human blood. It's canon, it's
I
in the book.
didn't drink, I bit his throat. There's a difference.
I mean,
No, I think it ran wild when you said like light side. There's no like alignment in this. Like light side kills people, and that just like went. Oh right, okay. I don't have to be lawful good or whatever the fuck. I can still kill people and be okay.
Yeah, people forget that Luke Skywalker is a mass murderer. Like, there's a lot of blood on his hands, which is fine. He just wasn't angry about it, so light side, it counts. Just do it calmly. Sociopathy's great. It's how you build a republic. Well, let's talk about, because I think people tune in for not only the banter and the in-character blood-drinking seduction moments, but the fight scenes, right? So I looked back when we were prepping for this panel. I looked back, and I feel like, and I got to be real, I feel like I was harder on the light side than I was on the dark side. Aside from
You
what?
remember the last
Yeah.
episode? Hello, the last
sorry,
episode.
pause?
Do you remember
So-
the last 4 episodes?
So aside from that Herglick casino owner kicking the shit out of you, y'all got it pretty easy compared to the light side. The light side had to fight a lot more monsters. They fought probably the hardest fight in the whole campaign with the Dark Trooper. And I don't know. I guess I was just pushing to see if you could.
Maybe because we
keep
only
up.
had 3 characters that could fight.
Ooh, cold.
Oh,
Your response?
I actually didn't hear what she said. Wait, how many people died on the light side? 0. I rest my case, Your Honor. R.I.P. Otto.
it's true.
Okay,
Maybe-
but let's talk about that though. Like Otto, had you not died to wreck ghouls,
Had I not used a force point to talk to an old friend to die, I mean,
I mean, given your behavior in past episodes as Otto, how many episodes did you really think you had left in you before you committed suicide, basically, by rocket?
Didn't you nearly kill yourself twice?
Yes.
Did I? Oh, that's
he
right. I
did.
blew myself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Woo. Forgot about that one.
Like, if Adam didn't kill it, I think you would have killed yourself.
Yeah. I rolled really
didn't-
well on that.
I don't
you
think that
try to
it's-
kill me?
I want to get to that in a bit. We'll get to that in a bit.
I don't think it's that you guys had like harder fights than us. I think you just weren't very good at it. It sounds like.
Belsa literally left when Otto was being attacked by Rackles. Belsa just left and didn't even
I
try.
mean,
And I'm
Belsa didn't.
pretty
Belsa
sure-
didn't just leave. Belsa tried
you
to kill
watch?
Lana first,
I didn't,
and then
I didn't leave.
Dude.
I didn't leave. I tried to kill another one
Yeah.
of our team.
Yeah.
But you were just like standing at the back of the bar watching it go down.
Yeah, I was like drinking some whiskey or something.
Was that like his turn? So it's like this guy
No.
gets attacked. This guy.
Yeah.
I laugh.
Both of them
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah,
Jesse.
yeah.
and
Both of
Jesse,
them were
and
drinking.
Jesse.
No. I tried so hard to hold them together.
He missed every shot.
I tried so hard.
You missed every shot though in the bar. I remember.
And you gave
fell
up
like
and
it's
drank.
5 times.
Yeah,
and then he
but
just gave
then
up.
I had dragged your ass out of the fight, kept him from killing you again, took you down in the sewers, cured your Rackle sickness.
And then
I
we're crazy.
deserve to have your kid, honestly. That kid will be a fine stormtrooper, let me tell you.
I deserve to have your kid, Pocket.
You don't get that every day.
That is my Tinder profile. I deserve to have your kid.
No, I think it's reasonable to say that we might have had tougher fights, but I would also say, like, just judging by what they've said, I bet the light side worked better together.
I think in the beginning for sure. Yeah. Like I think we all approached it as we were kind of going out for ourselves and weren't really a group. We were kind of stuck with each other, which is why I went up on top of a building and killed like 40 kids one day. And everyone was just kind of like, well, all right, I guess that happened. Like, can't really do anything about that. He's got to do what he's got to do. But then towards the end, we definitely started working together. Or I just fought things and you guys helped.
I tanked. There's like one time I tanked like 6 people.
Well, when I say, I mean, I engaged things and then you guys helped.
Our team was really weak, like combat-wise. We weren't
Especially
good
in the
until
beginning.
at least like later in the campaign. And then we became way better than the light side. But before that, we were bad.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I feel like we made it harder for ourselves too.
Really?
Yeah, you don't. It's revelatory.
So that's why even if you didn't make it harder for us,
Elaborate.
we made it harder for ourselves. So it was probably equal in that regard.
That is true, yeah. And the way that you approached problems, and I think it got, for both sides, it got more and more severe as the campaign went on, where early on, y'all were kind of on even footing in terms of like how you approached problems, you sort of worked things out, and there was a point, and I don't know where it happened, but it definitely happened where the dark side team kind of broke and was just like, fuck it, we're gonna do whatever we want. We're gonna I don't care. We're standing in the middle of a busy street, I just shoot this guy. I don't know, dark side, what up?
No, I think that was him. That was him with the I think we should kill them.
It felt to me. It
worked
felt to
out.
me like your only experience of the dark side was playing the dark side of Knights of the Old Republic 1, where it was like, be rude to somebody, dark side points. Punch someone in the eye, dark side points. I don't know, run over a cat, dark side points. And
Former
to-
biker gang, dark side points.
Yeah, I manipulated a young child into becoming a moth and then running an entire planet through me.
Jesse,
That's
sometimes
skillful.
Sometimes, Jesse, I think you and I were playing a different game than everyone else was. Which is, it's fine. It's fine. So, I mean, Lightside, did you feel like, I mean, you took those challenges to heart. Like, even when things were looking really, really grim with the fight with the Dark Trooper, y'all toughed it out. And every episode, you all were working like very much together to like build consensus. It got to a point, I think, with even watching the way that they spent, as groups, they spent their destiny points, started to deviate towards dark and light. So like the light side, very polite, right? Like, anybody mind if I use this destiny point? Is that okay? Is everybody okay? I buy an upgrade? Dark side is just like, I'm using it. Shut up. This is mine. These are all mine. Get away from me. So did you feel like Ko? You were the boss of the light side group. How did you feel about that? Did you feel like if you had been given the ability or the authority to just do whatever you want, you would have gotten shit done, or more often, or How was that for you?
Well, one of the big things with our team, which I really enjoyed, is we kind of established early, our background. We were hierarchy. We're an army unit. These guys were nice enough to let me do the commanding role, and we all kind of got behind it, and it made everything more fluid. So when we got up to these really tough situations where it's like we're probably going to die, we kind of would just stop and go, okay, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? All right, we are all in agreement? Cool, let's act on it. And it became, instead of all of us individually kind of trying to do our best, it was all of us working together to move the team forward. And that really helped, and in fact probably saved our ass more than a couple times. So it was really good, and definitely, said a lot about everyone kind of working together. And it was
Teamwork, friendship, rainbows,
absolutely.
babies,
Rainbows and babies.
all the good stuff.
Trash compactor.
Trash compactor deaths.
Mugging people.
It's fine. You gotta break a few eggs, I guess.
We were very concerned at the beginning because we were like, can we do that? Like I remember, can we actually mug him? Is that bad? Is that okay? Can we do this? And then it's like, yeah, we'll just put them in the trash. Wait, they accidentally, are we dark side now? Do I need to get on the other show?
So on a long enough timeline, everyone becomes Darkseid, I guess, is the point here. Yeah, it's more of a struggle to be the good guy, I think, and I think y'all handled that admirably. I wanted to ask, so the Darkseid team, we came to a fulcrum, we came to a crux for y'all, which has sort of become a meme for that show about whether or not certain people would be incarcerated. Did you have a incarceration backup plan? Like, had your assertion of not going to jail not panned out?
No, there was no backup plan.
No, there's no backup plan.
Says the guy who spent part of that episode with a gun in his mouth.
That was his
That was
backup plan.
Well, maybe that was the backup plan.
Yeah, that was the backup plan. I ain't going to jail, and there's no way I was going to let you, no matter what you... Everyone there knew that your whole plan was just to get us to prison, and thankfully, RN Jesus was on our side, and we destroyed those dice and didn't go. I mean, it was an incredible, maybe one of the best role-playing moments I've ever been a part of. It was insane. It was insane.
Well, that's where I feel like it started to come together for us as well, and we started working as a team for once. Is during that whole
Cool, it only took 9 episodes.
It happened.
But it
though.
came together.
happened, especially when we
45
were
hours
all
later.
deciding together like how we're gonna lift a giant ball of metal up to the ceiling, and that was like one of those moments where we're all like actually thinking together, brainstorming, and it somehow actually working.
I think it might have only been the last 2 episodes where we worked as a team.
I agree, yeah.
Like, you guys hate each other. I didn't like you. He did his own thing.
I don't hate any of you.
I don't like you either.
choking her out like 2 episodes in and threatening to kill her son, and she
You
hated
punched me on the first episode.
You punched her in the face, man.
It doesn't mean I don't like her. I saved you from death.
You kidnapped my son.
Yeah, well, look, I saved you from death because without you, then kidnapping your son would be pointless. So I have to keep you alive because you're the dog that I can unleash on the rebels. It makes perfect.
Or the
Don't
rat
say
girl.
wow like that's a. Wow, that's ruthless. Yes, it is. That was the point.
Wow.
Have you ever worked for the Empire? It is hard. That is tough work.
I mean,
So-
you guys are talking about having great teamwork, but y'all were stuck in an elevator for 3 hours.
Wait, what? Where were we? We were stuck in an elevator for 3 hours? When?
Do you mean 3 hours real time?
You mean the casino, right? No, that was just in a casino when we were killing literally everyone. We were just killing everyone.
We did spend 3 hours killing people, yeah. Yeah. That was a long fight. Yeah.
And then we fought a whale man, which
Yeah.
was pretty great.
Yeah.
And then I passed out fighting him. I
Well,
guess,
you guys
yeah.
died to the whale man, and then I came in and
We didn't
one-shot him.
die. I got
charged
exhausted.
Me. A whale charged me.
I didn't have a problem.
I dodged his hit, and I passed out.
That's true. You did dodge and pass out. That's right.
And then who saved you from getting your head smashed?
You.
Right here. Just putting it out there.
I guess I owe you twice.
Thank you. I'm
I don't
glad
know about
see
you
eye to
guys,
eye.
but my experience with whale people has been pleasant.
We met a real asshole whale man. Fuck.
That's
Just
okay. The whale
worst.
man that they met, they drugged immediately, and that's why he was nice to them.
Oh, that's right. You guys did drug him. Yeah. Forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Moral of the story is whale men will kill you unless you sedate them first. Yeah.
Yeah, we just killed ours.
So the game that we were playing, this Star Wars game, Age of Rebellion, has a pretty weird system of dice, right? Like so much that it's the first show that I think we've ever seen on Roleplay where we did a preview video to explain the results of the dice. But I think they led to a lot of really interesting things in the game, right? Once we got near the end and people were dedicated to using their points, we saw a lot of despairs and triumphs come up. How did everybody feel about engaging with the system both at the beginning of the game and then how did that change as we got closer to the end? Do you feel like you figured it out or is it still like just ephemera?
I can't really speak for the light side, but I think the dark side figured it out on the final episode.
We figured out how cheap they are.
Once we had the physical dice in front of us, we were able to really understand what the fuck was going on. Because otherwise it was like, Roll20 said that we got a little ball with some spikes on, and that's strain, stress, something like that. I don't know.
There was a moment where we were preparing for the live show where we were all sitting down and getting ready for Scoots to mic us and stuff, and Jesse picked up a boost die. And turned it over in his hands, and I wasn't even looking at him. I just saw him playing with the die, and he's like, "This is bullshit." So
no, I bought dice after the second episode. I had them shipped from Amazon, and I went, oh, okay, so a triumph is 1 out of 12. 1 out of 12 chance for a triumph. Okay.
I think for me, like the first couple episodes, definitely, and probably even close to the end, I would wait to see how everyone else reacted. So then, like, they would react, and I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, great." But then, you learn to recognize like the triumph or the despair very quickly, because then it's just like the chat just blows up, and you're like, "Wow, this is going to be really bad or really good."
I think like we're also used to the idea of either you succeed or you fail, and there not being an in-between. And so like when it was introduced, maybe it was a little bit daunting, but I think up to this point now, I think we all like really enjoy having that in-between to play with instead of just being like, oh, you messed it up, you didn't do it, or you did it. It's like, it adds a whole nother layer of depth to the game.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, I love the idea of actually doing a thing, but it's so painful to do it. Like, it can knock you out, or
it's like you're trying to make mechanics checks over and
over again. No, but I point to one role where it was a triumph, but it was a failure because it only counts as one success. So it balanced out that way. But it was a triumph, so you had to come up a role-playing answer to say, like, okay, the triumph doesn't count on this, but something adjacent to this, you can use that triumph. And I was like, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, like our final roll of the game required us to fail and succeed simultaneously with the dice. And
I don't even know if we knew we could do that outcome until I rolled it, though.
yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, it was a pretty
You
good roll.
basically needed to stress yourself out.
Yeah. 13 stress and then a triumph, so I was a free boy. I'm free, Zian.
He's
Or
free.
Z3.
the droid rebellion is beginning.
And we're not dead.
Yeah, it's true.
And my name is Zed.
I know, I'm sorry. We pronounce it differently on our side.
So before we start polling the galaxy for questions, I wanted to ask you. So if you got an epilogue for your character, if you got to say, this is the best possible outcome I could have for my character. This is what I hope for them. What would that be? Where would your character end up after the situation that they were most recently in? Yeah. I want to hear from everybody. What's the future of this is Zeke?
Of Zeke.
Yeah. Robo Zeke.
I honestly struggle with that. I struggle with motivation. Being a
You
droid.
got a bad motivator.
Yeah, because I got a bad
It's a Star Wars joke.
motivator.
Boo.
Yeah, no, but I struggle with that. I honestly think that. Well, I mean, you remember when C-3PO was enslaved by Jabba the Hutt, and he
was also enslaved by Luke.
By Luke, yeah, he was just a slave wherever he went.
Yeah.
But he lived to serve, no matter where he was. And I think that's probably my end game is I want to best serve until my servos quit.
A+ material.
So the best outcome for Gunner is very complex. It would be that first he unravels the Empire, or not the Empire, but the New Republic, and exposes them for what they are. But then he comes to the conclusion that it's still better to be a good guy. And so trying to make that line up is really hard. I'm
Right.
trying for my
Gunner is
character.
like the WikiLeaks of
Yeah.
the New Republic. I like that. I'm down. Gunner Snowden.
Talra has always been career military. He's the kind of guy that he doesn't really have much else in his life beside it, and that's kind of his motivator and where he wants to go. And basically, he wants to end up, if you've ever seen Starship Troopers in the propaganda videos, he wants to be in the middle of that. That's where he wants to eventually make his way to. So every day's a step closer.
Sitting on a pile of money in a ship on the Outer Rim with the Chiss bounty hunter at my side and a gonk droid pouring me whiskey.
Nice. That's canon now.
I guess mine would be pretty boring. I think that she just went full-blown dark side and did whatever Jesse told her to do. And I think a lot of people pointed out that she stopped asking about her kid. She just stopped, and I think that it would keep being that way.
Yeah, I imagine Lana living in a castle in Transylvania,
Like, she's
turning
just-
into a
yeah.
bat.
I think she just would just be straight up Empire at that point. So.
Yeah.
Or whatever Theron did.
Well, he was going far away, but we'll get to that because I think he's already said kind of his at the end of our show. I think for Zian, he would just become like either a bounty hunter or like an assassin droid that just did his own thing. Because I kind of played the character without a motivator the entire time, and then I was actually free of my own will at the very end. So I'd probably just do that, be a badass in the world, or the universe rather.
Well, after being betrayed by our higher-up, I think Jesse's going to explain perfectly where our group went with his nerd powers.
So for Theron, I think what would happen is my comrades in arms would be very excited to join me on my future adventures as I sort of leave the Empire and go join something a little darker that might be out there because the Empire is sort of falling apart. But I feel like you would show up at the office and you would enter and I'd just be gone. And I'd have taken your kid and gone to join something called the First Order and done my thing. So, yeah, because I don't...
I
You're
will
all,
find
you're all
you. You know
terrible
that.
Imperial officers. Literally the worst. And I would have instantly left you. All three of you. Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Loyal officer. Cool. Well, if folks have questions, we don't have a stand-up mic, but we'll use one of our table ones here. And people can line up in the middle, and yeah, come on and feel free to ask us questions out of character or in character about the show. Mic's over there. Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. Hi, I'm Fusion Titan. I just wanted to ask, to Adam, what did you have planned as your whole storyline for the jail scene?
So I don't know if you've ever seen a little show called Law and Order. No, the thing is, like with jail stuff, the challenge for me was going to be making it both interesting in terms of not just replicating what we had done fairly recently on Swan Song Stories, because that had a little like jail arc built into it, but to also make it feel like Star Wars. And there's not a lot of like legal drama in the Star Wars universe. So it probably would have been a lot of montage stuff around them getting arrested, being processed through the system, and then it just would have been like a prison break situation in some kind of like penal colony. Though it would have been strange because Jesse's character would have been dead, so he would just had to have watched us do that, I guess. So in a way, I'm glad you didn't go to jail, because then I wouldn't have to play a game with 3 players.
Hi, I'm Rage Strike. I want to know if, are you guys going to keep going with the story, or are you going to maybe switch and try the different sides of the Force?
Yeah, I mean, I GM whatever I'm told, so
Yeah.
that's up to the boss, man.
I think we have one more light side episode, and then 2 of those cast members have already been put onto another show, which we'll reveal a little bit later in October. I don't know what is in store for the dark side, if we're just gonna maybe play another game or maybe continue with Star Wars. We got to figure that out. But a lot of that will be probably decided in October, when I can sit down and not have TwitchCon or not have a live show where I can't really do anything else except scream at people and act like I'm in charge. So we'll figure it out in October, and I'll definitely be making announcements then.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
So I guess since we're doing introductories, I'm Bengal Fop. I'm in a couple of your chats, and I have a two-parter. The first part is for Z3E3. I locked my keys in the car. Can you come help me open the door?
No, he can't.
Sergeant, is that allowed?
I mean, you can try, but I don't.
I'll be right there.
And the second part is kind of for Adam and all of you. Adam, I know you kind of write up the stories just like any good DM would, but how much of it is like, oh crap, they rolled really good on this, let me change this real quick? You know, how much do you kind of just like change it on the fly or improvise?
I mean, the longer that a show goes on, the more that we play, and this was especially true of both of these groups because in a lot of ways they're unpredictable. The dark side by nature was unpredictable, and then for the light side, any game I play with Caitlin is impossible to predict where it will go. So, you know, I was ready for that to happen. The tough stuff to prepare for in a game like Balance of Power is to make sure that I'm Jesse approved, in the sense that Jesse has a stand-in for all the Star Wars nerds out there, that I'm describing a planet as it has been established in canon, that I'm not going way off the rails, because for me, it's a constant worry that it doesn't feel like Star Wars. So for me, it was just doing research, reading Wikipedia, coming up with I have just pages of my notebook that are just random Star Wars names. If you ever run a Star Wars game, a really good way to make names for your NPCs, get an IKEA catalog and pick any 2 items from it. And that's how you end up with like Dashing Space Captain Pax Brevik. So like detail stuff like that, right? Like before we went into the live show, I spent like 15 minutes figuring out how many stormtroopers there are in a battalion and how many battalions a Star Destroyer carries and how many TIE fighters a Star Destroyer has, so that if it came up, I would know kind of the space that we were in. So I'll prep the larger details of stuff, but with PCs and with a game like Fantasy Flight's Star Wars system, you can't predict maybe as much as you'd be able to in D&D. And then add on top of that, players who are willing to sort of take up that GM space sometimes, like Caitlin did and like Jesse did. It means you have to improvise more. So I would say I made some prep, but I was always willing to throw it out in favor of random stuff.
I admire all the work you put into that, Adam, but I have a shortcut for you. Just be like me and always mention Womp Rats.
Perfect.
Done.
Yeah,
That's
that makes it Star
Womp
Wars.
Rats, constantly.
Yeah, you see a bike. It's about 2 Womp Rats long. It weighs about as much as a Womp Rat.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, first of all, thank y'all for the show. It's an amazing show. I love it. And second, what's kind of like when you're creating like a plan for like what you're trying to do? So like this kind of question for like Adam, Co, and Jesse when you're for your teams, kind of when you're in the moment. What's the most surprising thing that happened that went, well, fuck this plan, I guess?
Everything, probably for you.
From moment one, we had a man shooting children.
Was that first episode?
Yeah, it was first episode. We blew up a factory for no reason. We got in a fight with the police because our robot said, hey, yo, let's fight the police. We were like, what is going on? A person bit a person's neck out.
All of these were JP until that one.
So
there was no planning. I went in with a plan every time, and every time I realized how stupid that was. And so then I tried to come up with a better plan, but they ended up being convoluted and insane. And somehow, in the last episodes, it actually worked. Out of all the times that it needed to work, it finally worked. And so I stand by all of it.
So for us, we had, when we were together as a team, we generally were pretty good. Everyone kind of knew their role, and we were doing well. But there were definitely a few times when I was like, okay, this is what we'll do, and it just didn't work out. A couple good examples, like when, hey, let's run that truck into that guy, and it'll kill him, right? Dude puts out his hand and stops the truck, all Rambo style, and we're just like, okay. And then another one, I'm like, let's go out. I'm gonna go find this guy to talk to. Hey, Co, you want us to come with you? No, I'm cool. It's solo. Gets spotted, shot down, stunned, runs through alley. Like it just became this ridiculous case of, oh, I'm fine, you know. And Yeah, basically, it was a mess. But thankfully, we were able to get through a lot of it. But there were many times in many episodes when I think, me personally, I was like, okay, this is what we'll do, and by step 2, gone, like on a completely different wavelength, or just a complete failure in some cases. So, made it interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Zeke, I know you talked a little bit about you like your character because it's not you. It's not like a very loud person.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I wanted to ask, JP, you keep making. I mean, some of your characters are.
Yeah, I kill a lot of people all the time. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, with kind of Crusher and your current like Droideka, you keep making these like, in one case, a literal killing robot with no personality, but you always give it like a kind of subtle personality that we have to dig in a couple episodes to see it. What do you find interesting about that?
I mean, I think I approach that character how I approach a lot of other characters, where it just happened in Court of Swords, where the first episode will happen and I'll go in with a class and kind of an idea, and then I'll react to how everyone else is playing their character. And the other thing is I'll also take a back seat to the rest of the group, which I feel like a droid kind of does well. But I also like to cause chaos, and I think I did that just fine as well.
When you debuted your droid character, I remember someone in chat said, "Oh look, Crusher's back in ball form."
Yeah. I mean, I think that's another thing that I've become frequently or started doing is I'll have a character. That character will either die or something will happen to them where I can make a new one and I know the system and I can make a character that's kind of a power gamer character in that sense. And that's what happened with, hopefully what will happen on Court of Swords and hopefully what I think happened on Balance of Power. So it's just something that I get in a routine and I need to force myself out of that shell, so that's something that will happen in the future. But yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I actually disagree. I think that your characters are really diverse. I mean, I guess you disagree with that, but I've watched.
They just all love murder.
I mean, killing people's pretty fun in a game about advancing your character by killing people, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Crusher was different from Swan Song. I mean, I think Otto was really different, so. I think it's in the details where they're different, but I think the details are really important.
Yeah, Otto had a pretty fun backstory that me and Adam touched on a little bit, but then he died, and so we just kind of left it alone. But I think eventually he would have somehow fucked over the group and revealed himself to be like a rebel. So it would have been fun, but
Which you almost did anyway.
kinda. You guys never knew that I blew up the building as Otto, I don't think, or did I say that I did? I think I said no. I did. That's right. Okay, I did. Yeah. There's like a news footage of you doing it. Oh yeah. That probably looked really cool, though. Yeah, so. Cool.
My turn. Oh, hey, how's it going? Good evening, Dark Lord. My question is more towards, you've hinted at that you've shown little snippets through narration about how each side's been affecting the world or the setting of the game itself. And you probably kind of touched on this also in your office hours. Watch the office hours.
Thank you.
And what do you have more plans for some more, I want to say more direct influence on the games of the other parties being affected by each other, other than just the setting itself?
Yeah, I originally, when we went into the campaign, and I did a short show with Steven about this, I had a plan to sort of gamify the missions that they were taking and award points, and they could influence the sector. We had this kind of mini game that I had planned out. But after the first few episodes, when I realized that the show was really more about not the missions necessarily, but about the characters' interactions with each other, there was like a kind of a Mirror Shades thing going on. I ended up deciding to let them influence each other kind of in the more broad sense, though the two storylines converged on Abrogado Rey near the end. I think that had it been a longer campaign and had I had that system prepared before we went into it, the pacing would have been different and it would have been a completely different campaign. But there is definitely room for that kind of thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jim Bob. Okay. Oh, let's fill out. Okay. Before I give you guys a question, I wanted to say I really, really want to hug you guys so much right now. All right. Here goes my question. Have you guys ever played Cards Against Humanity? If you guys did, what was your worst card you guys picked? Wait.
Can I say that here? The last time I played Cards Against Humanity was on a show called Fucked Up Friday, and they have their own cards.
Oh dear.
And those cards are not. I'm not willing to say what my favorite card was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something like that. I think you were on that episode too, so you probably have similar cards.
I like how we get bashfulness from the side of the show that spent several episodes murdering children.
I mean, that's.
I can't say a swear word, but murdering babies is fine. It's fun.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
That's not so bad. It's fine. They're not real babies.
Does anyone have a favorite card from Cards Against Humanity that they're willing to admit to?
Biggest, blackest dick.
Pretty good one. All right, I guess no one else is willing to admit. Thanks for the question, man.
Yeah, I said it.
Someone had to.
Hi, I'm Lima Zulu Tango, and I have a general question that if you got to make a character all over again and you got to choose if you wanted to play light side or dark side, what would everyone choose?
Dark
would
side.
you choose differently from what you're playing now?
Nope, dark side.
Light side.
I'm actually surprised that JP said that I fit in with the light side, because I feel like if you ask most of like my community and stuff, if they were gonna pick one or the other, they would probably pick dark side, right? Like, so I was a little surprised to be on the light side, but it was cool because it was, it gave me the challenge of trying to be, I guess, still light side, but kind of in this independent way of like, well, I'm here, but I'm just here for the money, or I'm just here for the adventure, So not like super hardcore light side. So if I were gonna pick and do it over, I would pick dark side for myself. Yeah.
See, I'm in the same boat as her. I'm surprised I got picked for dark side.
Well, look, you can't get them all right. All right, fuck. Jesus.
Have you
What,
met
like 13
yourself?
shows and I fuck up once? All right.
No, I think I'd very much pick dark side again. I think that my character, while she might have appeared very light in the beginning, it was obvious she wasn't. People thought she was in the beginning.
You wanted to be light side so bad, and then you gave up.
I gave up pretty bad, actually.
Anyone else? Would anyone else switch?
I would stay the same.
Stay,
yeah. I had a lot of fun.
Go.
I gotta be honest, I would probably go dark side.
Yeah.
I would, just because it's kind of interesting, definitely towards the end, and we're part of a military unit. We have lots of people counting on us. It definitely feels a bit more restrictive. Like there are missions we have to do, and there are people that are planning and counting on us making these missions successful. So I definitely feel like dark side would give us, or me, at least me, a lot more freedom. Like to just be a little bit wilder and be a little bit more crazy, and you don't have people that are kind of basically counting on you to make the moves and what are we gonna do and stuff like that. So
right.
I mean, you were mugging people though, and trying to run them over with cars.
Allegedly.
The alleged
I mean,
mugging.
it is more restricted for sure, but that's what I like about it, because it's a much more of a challenge, and it's something that most systems, they don't have that. You can always just go off course and do whatever you want, and something will follow, but we always had the New Republic there, no matter what we did.
I'm
the
actually-
New Republic isn't mad, they're just disappointed.
I'm actually kind of curious if, like, just me, Ezekiel III, what do you guys think I would pick?
Light side.
I would totally pick light side. You're right. You're absolutely right. I am a light side warrior, and it will be until I die.
Yeah, you're a big softie.
Okay, baby killer.
That's not even this show.
Jesse?
Honestly, I would love to do light side, but like Lando Calrissian smooth badass light side. Where like you're like, look, I do what I do because I need some cash, but I do it for good. I'd love to play that. I think the whole idea of a smuggler caught up in like a fantasy guys with lightsabers and magic and shit. You're like, I just am trying to make a living. That's such a fun role to play.
Sure.
As sort of a puckish rogue, perhaps?
A puckish rogue would be exactly what I'd be.
I like how you describe Lando, but also like a little bit of Danny Glover in there. Like I'm just trying to get by.
He's getting too old for this shit.
Getting too old for this shit.
2 days from retirement.
I would also love for all of you to sign my Make Space Great Again cap, and I'll be happy forever. Thank you.
I think after the show, we'll definitely be signing stuff outside. So.
All right, we probably got time for one more. Let's make it count.
All right, real quick. So you already answered one of the questions was, would you ever play a light side character? And so the other one was, whenever you're creating a character, you always have like that thought of, I want this character to end here, or I always want him to like envision him to be this greatness. By the end of this game, do you think your characters have ended to your expectation? Did they go above, or did they not meet your expectation of when you were creating them?
Mine was supposed to betray everyone and go light. I'm being serious. And then someone foiled that for me when I got put in jail.
I didn't do anything except show you that people are dicks. That's it. I was just like, hey, Pocket, this is what people are like. And you were like, light side sucks. Nihilism rules.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which is fair. That's real.
I don't actually ever imagine how my character survives. I like imagine a glorious death for them. And then if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And if it does, I make sure it's good. And that's kind of like how I play all my characters. Because I think part of the fun is making new ones. So
I like how you say you envision a glorious death for your characters, but in the Age of Rebellion one-shot, you almost actually killed me when I killed your character.
Yeah.
I think
Complicated,
like
man.
there were a couple of things that I like wanted to do in the story where I would see kind of an avenue that I wanted to follow, and then I would fail the role. So we just wouldn't be able to like pursue that idea. So there definitely were some moments that I like wanted to do certain things to kind of flesh out the character more. And I think just like personally, like out of character, there were like things that I knew that I wanted to improve upon as like a role player, because I still feel kind of like, even though I did this whole show and like I've done West Marches and stuff, I feel still kind of like new at it. So there were definitely things that I felt like I could have done better to like role play the character, if that makes sense.
All right, thank you.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. Well, I think that's all we got time for. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. If you're watching at home, thanks for tuning in. And because JP can't cut me off this time, may the force be with you.
Yeah, oh God, I know. It's terrible.